Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So, what are we doing today? Today we are going to be looking at an old game, almost a year since it was written. And this is SOLDAT SANS IDENTITE, or fully translated, Soldier Without Identity. SOLDAT SANS IDENTITE had one very specific goal in mind, and that specific goal was I want to make a game of what was the exact pitch? I want to make a game what Sigmata wanted to be. So that's what I did. So let's see what we do. Yeah, this is about a year old. The last time I worked on this was in June about last year, June 2020. Let's see. We're gonna get a lot of different things wrapped up here, including goodbye JC Denton. So this game is actually pretty thick. It's at 67 pages, but there's a lot of reused things in it. You know, I kind of went through it again, just double check. And there is a lot of reused assets and reused ideas present throughout the game. So ironically enough, I'm gonna see if I can't give this game a little bit more of its own identity. That's kind of the goal. And I did say I was going to add just a bunch more stuff to it. And by stuff, I mean just things to improve what it actually is. So, as usual, let's get on with it. So, let's see. That's what I should do. Choose something, ways to pitch, ethical insurgents. In 2000, liberal libertarians. So let's see. Plays full set of dice. Players should have around 3 to 5 each individual dice type. Inside of the dice, 3 to 5 players. A narrator. I actually call this the narrator. We're gonna have to give this something far sillier. I'm gonna amp up the wacky a little bit in this one. When a character attempts to action and failures in opposition to another player, they must perform a check. Check is performed by measuring the character's attribute value, number of dice being rolled, and the current charge value, the size of the dice being rolled. Character attempts to gain a number of successes to clear target number, which represents the difficulty of the check. And in a opposed check, the character will roll both of their dice. And one with the highest numbers, the highest number of successes. Winner is victorious. In the case of a tie, the defender is victorious. If there is no defender, then whoever has the highest attribute is successful. Then whoever has the highest skill, finally, who is a player and who is not. Rolls negative successes, they botch the check and suffer extreme consequences. So it's effectively a dice pool system with a success-based system. If I recall correctly, that was kind of one of the gimmicks I was going for. I'll put the Notepad document up here a little bit. So it's a dice pool system. Target numbers, yeah, we can clean this up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this just... So character creation. System to a system bot. Characters are created through a system of defining themselves gradually through their abilities and skills. Wow, this is awful. Clean up. Power level. The sea soldier's power level is an internal clock that allows them to continue functioning. Uses abilities or simply attempts to live their life, their energy will deplete. At high energy, a sea soldier's peak performance. Abilities fullest when sea soldiers at low energy are vulnerable to being destroyed. Power levels on scale of 20, depending on their current level of power. Capital P. They have certain benefits drawbacks, most noticeable being overcharge. High power levels, a character will consume more power. I could probably, actually, here's what we're going to do. Fix up, which we're going to make overcharge more of a buff. Actions that hemorrhage resources. My subroutines, character will need to recharge occasionally to keep their own lights on. Failure to do such is a death sentence. Character system deactivates. We can probably, we'll actually call this at. And we'll put at 0 power instead. We have to fix up the power levels in general, but okay, 18, I would be rolling D12s. Sea Soldier attribute divided among 5 key attributes. Oh wow, we need to. Yeah, we're gonna clean up the entire section here. We're gonna have to make this pretty. We're gonna probably redo this entire section, replacing some of them and redefining a few other ones. Base skill. Oh god, this is the old skill system. Yeah, I'm gonna rework skills in their entirety, I think. Because this is based off of standard issue science fiction. This is how, and actually it's actually more based off of Monster Girl Adventures, which is getting about a year old at this point. So I'm gonna have to fix that design in its entirety. Yeah, yeah, I might have to do the skill, just to redo the skills entirely. And that goes for personal skills too. This entire section is going to have to get gutted almost entirely. I'm having a strange and beautiful feeling. Okay. Programs. This is one of the big things with the game, because the idea is that everyone has a program which defines who they are. So a sea soldier is a blank slate, crafted and created to fulfill a certain role in the battlefield, and as such, the character has their base program. Hard-coded in their system at their creation to maximize their effectiveness on the field. Siege soldier integrates back into the chaotic society. They may acquire different programs to slot into their system. 3 of their program slots. This is going to be in, like, you're going to see the word cleaning up, please. Because this was written a year ago, and I've got a year of more knowledge and a year more things in my back at this point. Program because of the kernel's cores and subroutines. The kernel's program's base function. As long as the program is installed in Sea Soldier, they have access to the kernel. Core is part of the Sea Soldier fundamentally, granting them additional powers, improving themselves. Telephone. Subroutine is passive ability that augments the Sea Soldier, granting them bonus to the Sea Soldier or improving core. So what we're going to have to expand on this. And one other thing we're going to have to put is add more base programs. Because our basic ones were Commando, Titan, Infiltrator, and Liaison. Let's say I'm playing Commando program C Soldier. I have my basic kernel, but later on acquire electric field core, allowing me to vent energy to damage nearby foes. Since I have 2 cores lots in my program, I had to electrify it. Later on, I acquired the Strength Enhancement subroutine, which grants me the character +1 to their physique to one of my available subroutines that are connected to a previous iteration. So I would need to use one of these subroutines tied to electrical field, 2 additional subroutines, electrical discharge, and automatic nervous enhancements. Which cores are active and not maybe the key to success. Some programs have more cores and subroutines. Some programs simply have a set of subroutines or a core. We'll probably need to establish a bit of a clearer system. Possibly a license system similar to Lancer. Yeah, I might have to establish a license system, which wouldn't be completely remiss in this game. It would fit thematically. Drafts up their service record. To their nation face the soldier. Official name of the world. SN 1235.2. SN 4. Don't have call signs. Your professional nature. I must call sign. That's it. Really, surname to reflect a particular close squad or CEO. Surnames are usually short as call signs, but still personal. Blitz Ultra, Flash Ultra. Never recognized with legal restrictions regarding personhood. Okay, we're going to expand on this system heavily right here. Because I need to. And what I'm actually going to do is give this a bit more oomph. I might be tying serial numbers to like certain bonuses and abilities, depending on like who you actually are. Why were you created should always be the key idea. So let's see, non-moral super soldiers. Equal consciousness as part of the character is divided in the parts that will affect them. Let's see. What I'm going to do is clean up this section, add a bit more nuance to the limb-based systems. Also allow a, how do I want to word this? We'll call it backup system. When a character or being reduced to your energy in combat, the character is trying to reboot themselves. Roll automata plus I. I'll success go to health with the crippled section or additional temporary energy. So what we get to do now is expand this section out. We want to give this a little bit more nuance. We want to give that a little bit more crunch to things. Because I feel that giving it a bit more crunch is going to be the difference between it working and it not working. Okay, yeah, combat's gonna need some issues. Well, it's because I have two combat systems in this game for some fucking reason. Okay, yeah, we need to completely gut and rework the combat system. Get more personality of being walking death machines with no pain receptors. So let's see. Each turn is about 6 seconds. The order, 2 or more actions intersect with the price. We can probably change up. The idea we want to surge things. We want people to go fast. That's kind of like the core idea of this. It's fighting which stakes are high, and there are characters that can threaten sea soldiers, as such on vehicles, exosuits, or other sea soldiers. You know what? I think I'm gonna make a dedicated call here. Amp up the ridiculous, lower the grit. I want people to feel more like they are not the serious part of this game. One of the big things I want to get across that the serious part of this game is finding your identity. It is you as a character trying to find purpose and reason and meat to who you are as a person. While the fucking God, people are weird. Why must you be this way? Ow, 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 ow. Why are people so strange? One of the major things that I want the search for identity and the core idea of you are a automatic soldier. You are a individual who has no personality, returning home from an area that has been torn up. You have no identity, you have no feelings, have no connections really outside of your immediate squad. Your guys that you came home with, those are your family. That is your friends. These are the people that you actually have like a connection with outside of simply being, a faceless soldier. I want that to be the serious part of this, and you making the decisions about what your character wants to do. I don't want the setting, and I don't want the people to feel like it's like time for some black trench coat grit. Life sucks and we're all gonna be sad. Ugh. No, I don't want that. I want it to feel a lot more, a little bit over the top, a little bit odd, a little bit strange. I want combat to be really big and flashy. Now you're moving around pretty quickly. They're moving around pretty quickly. Actually, I could probably emphasize that. If I really want to, I could probably consult some aspects from games like Titanfall, even. Just trying to get the sheer momentum of you are a cybernetic soldier who has had. You don't have pain receptors. Doctor, turn off my pain inhibitors. That's pretty much it. You are rated. That actually may not be a terrible thing. Consult MGR. Like you can do things a little bit calmer, but that's kind of your decision to do things calmer. You are built to be a walking, talking death machine. Oh god, this is old space too. Convert to grug space distance. Possibly gut. If the combat section changes too dramatically. Possibly a zone system. I'm not usually a huge fan of zones, but I did find a method of zones I actually kind of like. It's not flawless, but I kind of like it. Cover. Again, this is going to be one of those things like this section, you may want to use cover, you may not want to. I don't know yet. But that's something I kind of got to just deal with. Let's see. Oh, God, why are people pinging me, telling me about their problems? I don't care. It's late. No, I don't. There we go. SP stopping power. X-Baton. Yeah, no, these are... If you want old guns, from Notepad, it's right here. This is the old gun system. Wow, these are real old. Oh goodness me. Yeah, we need to fix up guns entirely. So, melee weapons. More. Firearms, we just need to fix entirely. Make it fix entirely. More options that mean something. Allowing people to... More options that mean something. While keeping up the frantic pace. Because one of the ideas that I would want to occur in this game is I would want you to say, there is an enemy over there who is shooting at us. What do? Give me a second. I'm going to rocket slide over there with my combat shotgun and blow his face off. Because I want things to be quick. I want things to be dangerous. Just as much for you as just as much for them. But you have the advantage of being cybernetic super soldiers. They do not. Sometimes. What is energy? Oh, God. Armor. Armor. Maybe gotta depending on the combat overhaul. Armor in any system, like when you're going fast, it's hard because you want to make combat fun, but you don't want to make combat too like swingy and Another vehicle successfully maintain control after losing its speed. So we want to do types of propulsion. So we have the pretty extensive car system. Yeah, I mean, the vehicle section I always put a little bit too much emphasis on because I have them, I'm going to use them. Cybernetic implants, mostly metallic parts. Replace limbs that have been blown off. Standard issue limbs, 0, flesh or metal. arms. We're going to need to expand this entire section. Cybernetics and implants. More. We're going to expand this as much as we can because we want to give every single thing more stuff on top of it. Because we want to give characters options. Integrated melee arm. Legs, integrated legs, rocket kickers, rocket kicker. Guts, yeah. Cavities, storage of max. Yeah, we want more implants. We want more terrifying things. Okay, and the faction system, we want to give this section. I believe I actually stole this wholeheartedly from Rain and Kyridian, to be specific. Because Rain and Kyridian has a very good system in regards to, like, keeping, like, factions in place. It's actually really, really good. So let's see. Leadership. Strong as a leader. Agenda. So... Red River Gang, big old biker drug runner, every other type of criminal in the book. Becoming, but over the years, the old bastard become noted force in the city. With the growth of gangs, though, inside his group, fight tooth and goddamn nail. The streets and drench them in blood if he has to. These ones say government. I need to fully interested in every facet of faction. Goal is create a face for the faction, summarize its point of views, values, and some of its nuances. What it doesn't mean is that the faction has to be one of them. Have to be them one for one. They just have to walk the walk and talk the talk. Agenda setting. Overall goal. Simplify the core ideas. Plan down as much as possible. Create a broader understanding of their stances. So... In some cases, the influential and the most power, however, individual factions internally may be more or less powerful, stay in the umbrella of the law. For example, New Swansea government, New Swansea PD, New Swansea PD detective unit. Detective is smaller back, but influence. Hey, Shizuka Walker, that's from my book I wrote. Niches when determining building. Place in the dark as an example. Their niches are the underworld, the fringe, and institutions, and labor and trade. Can influence their other niches, but they only gain power in underworld and goes for institutions and labor groups. Art doesn't mean there won't be conflict. Sport and morale. We are going to give this some meat. Give them the meat. I actually had to use a lot of chappy art, or like concept art for this, because it kind of fit perfectly what I was going for. Higher resource have access to more programs, core subroutines, get loyalty sorts allies, as well as bankroll operation part of a fort. Well, the reputation to the plural good acts and humanitarian assistance, leading them to become a source of smoke. Okay, the new R&D. Let's. So programs. So actually, what we're going to have to do here is. Here may not select program. Programs come with 3 parts. As long as they have time and undergoing maintenance, allowing them to prepare for problems ahead of time. Characters cannot change their programs on the fly or in a mission. Programs goes character when designing a program. Number of cores are variable, but there can be only one kernel. Always active while cores subroutine slot and successfully used. Subroutine must always be connected to a core, and a core must always be connected to the kernel. I might change this. Just to give them a little bit more nuance, because just like unlock core 1 to unlock core 2, that might be an option. I don't know yet. Yeah, long. So here, we want to give more examples, as well as a detailed how to build. What I'm going to do is copy paste that, because fun fact, that's what it's going to be all over. The new Mongolian. Yeah, because like one of the big things like I wanted to like add is like give them like a lot of personality to each faction, because you get things like the Red Reaver program and their colonel, the new Mongolian. Characters add this kernel automata to all driving checks. Like that's going to be a big one of like just add automata to things. Get this. Like here's a narrative advantage. Yeah. So we're going to copy paste this as well as how to build. Core is the kernel. Core is to a turtle as a sword is to a hammer. Precise to broad application. Core is allow the character to use program. Functional execute more specific abilities, all such as allowing character to augment the running speed, analyze objects from a distance, and dodge bolts with enhanced reflexes. Utility. So subroutines. Subroutine allows character to tweak themselves to desired state. And we're just going to more. Yeah, we probably are going to need a few more. Below protection, overcharge by 1. We're just gonna have to add more threats and enemies. So, similar characters, similar attributes. So we're gonna have to probably Play by ear. Theming of the comp. If we're going to make things very big and dramatic, we're going to need big and dramatic enemies. We can't have like brutes and like all of this is just holdovers. Blood flesh on augmented. Receivers sold under the influence of a signal. Pulse of information data interferes with neuroprocessing, instantly relays orders without hesitation. Receivers are dangerous as they act and look like regular sea soldier, only to react to orders with a hint of remorse or self-reflection. Receivers never retreat, they never surrender, they are fully willing to carry out their objective. Sea soldier rather integrating flesh with wires. Those being owned by chop shops or loners for extra muscle who don't need breaks, who don't take breaks. Augmented with the Headhunter program. Headhunters are often independent work for an organization, but they are universally highly unhinged particularities of the program. Headhunter program kernel, Control Alt Delete. Cybernetic component reduces energy by half every round. Gives them. Yeah. You can adopt a headhunter program, and there's nothing stopping you from being a group of headhunters. However, you will go insane. So, okay, we want to actually. Okay, so the big thing about this fix project, about this Redux, is that we are going to need to go through this and completely gut 6 sections. We are going to need to pretty much decide pretty early on how we want to handle things in regards to like the theming. I am probably going to go for more aggressive, a bit flashier, a bit more aggressive. Is that probably what everyone wants, 1-for-1? Absolutely not. However, I want to go that route because I feel that'll be the most entertaining. Maybe not fitting directly with the Deus Ex things, but I might add in a note at the end being like, hey, if you want to run things a little bit slower, go for it. Just reduce the health across the board. Because health is so unpresent, that's going to be a little bit harder. It's pretty much what I was thinking about how to make this game is how do you make Deus Ex, but it has Vanquish and Metal Gear Rising combat. Everything is completely ridiculous, but you also have philosophical discussions about the nature of humanity. And do cyborgs have souls? But maybe, perhaps, who knows? But this is going to work pretty well. And we'll have to play it by ear. This will begin informal, in honesty, it will begin in probably this Friday, unless someone contacts me and says, hey, I want a game made or something. So I have about 2 days of, hey, commissions are open. If anyone wants a commission project done, hit me up. You know how it goes. Outside of that, we'll probably start on Friday. Depending on how I'm feeling, I might do a Saturday stream. I might not, because this Saturday is actually my birthday. I'm going to be a real boy. I'm going to be 24. So hopefully that goes well. I might do a birthday stream of just me chatting and me doing stuff. I don't know. But that's that. Hopefully y'all have a great rest of your day. My name is Notepad Anon, and hope you all catch you on Friday. Or no one, because I run a micro niche stream at like 2 in the morning. So, thank you all, and good